Before I mute you, Rosie, I haven't taught you before. Are you familiar with yoga at all or not? Or
Yes, I have ages ago I done one of yours, but I haven't been on one of yours for ages.
cool, good, thank you. I shall mute you now. All of you better have nothing more to say. And let's get full screen. Okay, so what I would like you to do, if you find you're uncomfortable when you're on your knees at all, then you may want to have near your mat a towel or a blanket or something that you can rest your knee on. But it's always useful to have that. If there's any kneeling involved and your kneecap feels at all sore. And anyway, at the end of the practice, you might want a blanket for Shavasana. So if you have a block, then find a comfortable seated position. I quite like to sit with the block between my legs and my knees either side. Have your strap where you can reach it. And then just place your hands on your thighs and just close your eyes down. Relax the muscles around your eyes and your throat, your jaw, your neck, around your cheeks. Take the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And then gently close your mouth and come to your Ujjayi breath. Dropping into your conscious body, so an embodying sensation. Feeling the ebb and flow of breath. The cool air on the inhalation. The warm air on the exhalation. Going to take 3 full body breaths. Inhale through the nose, fill up from the navel, lower lungs, mid lungs, upper lungs. Hold there. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Feel the navel drawing against your spine at the end of the exhalation. Take another full breath in, longer, deeper. Breathe in fully, feel the shoulders expand, right and left, front and back. Hold at the top. Big sigh out, press all the air out, squeeze it all out. Belly draws in against your spine at the end. And again, inhale, fill up, fill up, fill up. Hold at the top, open your mouth. Big sigh out, press all the air out, empty out, empty out, empty out. And then regulate your breathing again. Long, slow, rhythmic, stretched breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And just notice as you focus on the breath, how your mind begins to clear. You're fully aware of your presence, your place in this space, the floor beneath you, ceiling above you, 4 walls around you. Open your eyes and take hold of the strap. Take your hands around the strap and lift the strap above your head. We want to take our shoulders into external rotation. So your thumb is going to start to press towards the back, the wall behind you, and your little finger starts to pull towards the wall in front of you. External rotation, and you should start to feel the muscles under the armpits and across the back of your shoulder blades. Keep pulling the arms apart, creating that tension and drawing the elbows, so you're sucking the elbow joint into the shoulder joint. Give yourself a little more length between your fists. You may need more. Keep that external rotation, thumbs towards the back wall, little finger side of the hand towards the front wall, and take your arms behind you. And then gradually, if you can, you may need to get more and more length, allow you to drop your hands behind you down towards the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't happen, just go as far as you can. We are all very much internally rotated, and this is a big movement for us. Inhale, exhale, lift your arms above your head again. Create that tension, maybe narrow between the fists. As you narrow between the fists and the thumb goes to the back wall, little finger side towards the front wall, external rotation in your shoulders. Root down through your sit bone and lift up through the crown of your head. That energy line in your spine. Allow the hands to slide open. And as you exhale, draw the hands behind you, just as far as you can go, preferably with your arms straight. Just go as far as you can. You don't want to cause any injury. We're just stretching, opening up in our external rotation. Notice as you open up how your ribs, lower ribs, want to flare out, and you might notice that your lower back is hollowed. Pull the lower ribs in. Pull the belly in against the spine and lift the spine tall. Inhale, exhale, lift up and come over. Place the band across your thighs, roll your shoulders up towards your ears, internal rotation. External, open through the chest and slide the shoulder blades down your back. Should feel nice, easy and relaxed now. Inhale up towards your ears, internal. External rotation, open across the chest. Allow the shoulder blades to glide down your back. Inhale, up and forward. Exhale, glide down your back. Take hold of the band. Extend your arms above your head. Create that tension, the drawing. So you'll feel like you're reaching up through your fist to the ceiling at the same time, drawing down through your upper arms, fixing the shoulder head into the shoulder socket. Inhale, and take your right hand down towards the floor. So lift high and come over. Lift high and come over. Create that tension. Now rotate your left shoulder back and turn your nose to look up towards the ceiling, if that's available to you, or keep your nose looking down towards the floor, but opening your chest to the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, lift and come tall. Inhale, go over towards the left, keep that tension. Rotate breastbone, so you're looking under your armpit, open through the chest, maybe gaze up to the ceiling, or if that's not comfortable in your neck, keep your gaze down towards the floor. Inhale, exhale, come tall. One more time, over to the right, draw right hand down towards the floor as you pull left hand up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, draw your left hand down towards the floor and pull your right hand behind you. So you're in a counter pose, now almost folded over your right thigh. And you feel that stretch through the left rib cage, the back side of the left rib cage. Inhale, exhale, sweep your hands to the middle and come back to the center. Same on the other side. Inhale, come over. Right hand lifts and left hand pulls down. Rotate breastbone forward and maybe look up. Exhale, bring your right hand down towards the left hand corner of the mat. Counter pose, stretching through the back side of the right rib cage. Bring your hands through to the center and come up tall. Place your mat on, place your strap at the front of your mat and have a block to the right side of your mat. So place the block on the right side of the mat, maybe 20 centimeters away from the top of the mat. And come to your 4-point kneeling. Deep, deep breath. Tuck your toes, come to your downward facing dog. Just start to walk out your dog a bit, just feeling into your body this evening. Where are you at? Rocking your hips side to side, rolling through the ball mound of the foot to the heel, pressing the heel down. And then come to a stillness, pressing to the inside triangle of your hands. That's the knuckle of the first finger, the second finger, and the thumb. Pressing down through the knuckles and maybe just into the pads of the fingers, taking the weight out of your wrists. Hug arm muscles into bone, bend your knees, press down through the ball mound of the toes, heels slightly lifted. Now lift your sit bones up and back. Your upper thighs, hamstrings go up and back, taking the weight out of your wrists, out of your hands. Fully integrating into your down dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, open your knees, come to your child's pose. Tense your fingers, strengthening in your wrists so you're on your fingertips, spider hands, inhale and exhale. Then walk your hands slightly further forward and have your biceps rolling up towards the ceiling and your triceps rolling down towards the floor. Biceps up towards the ceiling, triceps down towards the floor. External rotation in your shoulders. Inhale, come back to your tabletop. Tuck your toes and step your right foot to your right thumb. Lower your left knee to the floor. Take your strap, raise it above your head. Have the block so it's just near your right hip. Inhale. Press down into the floor through the front foot and the shin, hug our leg muscles into bone. Breathe out. On the next inhalation, drop your right hand towards the block, coming into your lateral flexion. Rotate left upper arm bone back, looking under your left armpit. Deep, deep breath. Create that traction, the left hand pulling up, the right hand pulling down. Maybe you can come all the way down so that your right hand actually touches the block next to you. Keep pressing your left hip forward, feeling that stretch. Counter stretch, folding over your right thigh, pulling the right arm back, left hand forward. Deep breath. Release the band to the front of the mat. Tuck the toes of the back leg, straighten your front leg. You can bend the back knee or straighten it if it's within your practice. Inhale, reach your breastbone forward. Exhale, fold your forehead down over your front leg. Inhale, reach forward, lengthening through your spine, send your right hip back, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come to your halfway lift, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes. Pull up into the spine as though you're going into a cat, so round through the lower back. Wave yourself forward, shoulders over your wrists. Drop your knees down and back. Slowly release hips, thighs to the floor in your cobra, in your low, long cobra. So chin doesn't go to the floor, we just come to cobra. Inhale. Exhale, press yourself back to your child's pose, tense your fingers. Inhale. Exhale, fill up. Breathe in. On the next exhalation, come to your downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath, deep breath. Bend your knees, come to child's pose. Walk your hands forward, tented, find the length in your spine, tailbone long. Come into your tabletop, tuck your toes, take your left foot to your left thumb, Drop your right knee down, take hold of the band. Exhale, draw the band above your head. If you have the other block, it'll be in the same position on the other side of your mat. Inhale, create the tension between your hands, band above your head. Exhale, start to flex over. Rotate your right upper arm bone back, maybe gaze up towards the ceiling and drop your left hand. Maybe you can even touch the block, using the band to create length through your right side. Deep, deep breath. Counter pose, bring the right hand forward, left hand back. Breathing into the back of the right side of the rib cage. Deep breath. Lower the band to the mat. Tuck the toes, the back leg, straighten the back leg, straighten the front leg. Or bend into the back leg if that allows you to straighten into front. Inhale, reach breastbone forward. Exhale, fall forehead to shin. Inhale, reach your breastbone forward, your left hip back. And exhale, draw forehead to shin. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back to your downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath. Deep breath. Walk your feet. Well, actually, let's do a cobra. So come up onto the toes. Create a cat stretch through your middle, drawing your belly up against your spine. Wave yourself forward over your shoulders. Knees go back and down. Belly in. Exhale, lower yourself down slowly. Keep your breastbone lifted. Inhale, you're in your cobra. Press down through the hands. Feel like you're drawing your hands towards your waist, integrating through shoulders. And exhale, back to your downward facing dog. Deep breath. Walk your feet to the front of the mat. Ragdoll, front of the mat, lift your toes. Send your inner shins to the wall behind you, your inner thighs, hug leg muscles to bone. Release your hands, breathe out. Breathe in, bend your knees, and slowly, slowly roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Hands hang heavy, head hangs heavy, head the last lift. Inhale, look up, lift up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale. Interlace your hands behind your back. Exhale, bend your knees, generous bend in your knees, folding forward. Chest over thighs, extend your fist up towards the ceiling, let go through the crown of your head. External rotation in your shoulders. Feel the broadening across the heart space as you integrate through your shoulder blades. Deep, deep breath. Inhale, bend your knees, flatten your back into a halfway lift with well-bent knees. And exhale, forward fold. One more time like that. Inhale, bend your knees, halfway lift. This time, release your hands to the floor. Take your weight off your right foot, standing on your left leg. Extend your right leg behind you, pressing out through the heel as though pushing into the wall behind you. Your standing leg, left leg is nicely bent. Reach your left hand forward. Left hand forward. Press down firmly, draw into the center. And extend your right hand in line with your right leg. Deep, deep breath, deep breath. Standing leg can be very bent. Now slowly, slowly drop your right foot down into your warrior two. Left hand goes to the floor on the inside of your left foot, or you can place it on a block on the inside of your left foot. Back foot, warrior two. Raise your right hand to the ceiling. Create a pressure of the inside left arm against your left thigh. Pull your hips forward and your heart space opening. Inhale, you lengthen through your spine. Exhale, you rotate. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Bend your right arm. Corkscrew behind you. Take a half bind or a full bind. Draw your right shoulder blade back. Send your gaze to the ceiling. Hug leg muscles into bone. Deep breath. Release your hands, frame your front foot. Take your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes, hollow into your belly. Wave forward, inhale. Exhale, drop your knees back and down, cobra. Slowly lowering the thighs, the pelvis, action your legs, send your breastbone forward, external rotation in your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, now lower your chest all the way down. Release your hands, interlace your fingers behind your back. Action your legs, draw your kneecaps off the mat. Inhale, reach your breastbone forward, external rotation in your shoulders and press your fist to the back wall. Inhale, exhale, lower yourself down. This time we're doing airplane hands, so rotate the thumb to the ceiling, little finger to the floor, external rotation. Inhale, reach your breastbone forward and then up, tailbone reaching behind you. Inhale, come into your aeroplane, and exhale, lower yourself down. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, press back to your child's pose, tense your fingers. Walk your hands forward, your tailbone sits down towards your feet. Deep breath in, filling up. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale. At the end of the exhalation, walk or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale slowly with bent knees, roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, Tadasana, arms by your side. Have that external rotation in your shoulders, so palms are facing forward and you're open in this heart space. Inhale, extend your arms overhead. Actually, no, sorry, let's interlace hands behind the back. So reverse, go back, interlace your hands behind your back. This time, change the grip. So change the grip of your hands. Inhale, exhale, bend your knees, generous bend in your knees, fold yourself forward, dropping through the crown of your head, your fists reach to the ceiling, open through your heart space. With your knees bent, flatten your back, tailbone long, crown of the head forward, and exhale, forward fold. Now you can straighten your legs. Inhale, bend your knees, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Hands to the floor. This time, going to lift the weight, put the weight through the right leg and lift your left leg. Stand your left leg behind you, reaching, pressing out through the heel. Press out through the inside of that heel, actioning your inner thigh. Now reach your right hand forward. Right hand forward, long in the body from fingers to heel. And your left hand reaches alongside your right thigh. Deep, deep breath, keep pressing down, slowly, carefully, step back into your warrior two with your left leg. Your right hand goes to the inside of your right foot on a block, or tense your fingers, your left hand up towards the ceiling. Press down equally through both feet. Hug leg muscles into bone. Press your hips forward and your heart back. Your lower shoulder comes forward, your spine is horizontal to the floor. Inhale, you lengthen, and exhale, you rotate. Find the opening in your left shoulder. Corkscrew your arm behind your back and take a half bind, or maybe a full bind. Your right hand comes underneath your right thigh. Pull open through the heart space. Inhale, you lengthen, and exhale, you rotate. Deep, deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Release your hands, frame your front foot. Step back to your downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes. And as though you were going into a cat stretch, pull belly into spine, arching through your lower back. Wave it forward as you exhale, bend your knees. Place knees on the mat, rolling down through the pelvis, the thighs, into your cobra. Inhale, reaching breastbone forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, press down, come into your upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath. Just find your down dog, pressing into the inner triangle of your hands. Hug arm muscles to bone. Press down through the ball mounds of the feet, lift the toes, bend the knees. Send your tailbone up and back, your thighs up and back. Take the weight off your hands by pushing through to the wall behind you. Deep, deep breath. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees. At the end of the exhalation, walk, walk, or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Keep your arms extended parallel to the floor for the moment. Now lift your chest high, send your tailbone long. Take your arms above your head, your thumb rotates the back wall, your little finger to the front wall. Big and open in your heart space, send your gaze to the ceiling. Breathe out, breathe in, press through the heels, reach up, extended mountain. Tadasana, arms by your side. Bend into your left leg, lift your right leg for a balance. You can take hold of the shin or around the foot. Extend your left arm out to the side. Palm up towards the ceiling, external rotation in your shoulder. Extend or just hold your front leg. Hold the balance, come into your breath. Deep breath. Soft gaze, 2 eyes, 1 point. Take your leg or shin out to the side wall. And maybe take your gaze over your left hand. Deep breath, come to stillness. Just drop into your body in this present moment. Bring your leg forward. Deep breath, release if you've got, release the foot, bend the knee. Aeroplane, extend the right leg behind you. Thumbs to the ceiling, little finger to the floor, external rotation. Really broad now, really stretched through your chest. Reaching behind you. Find the balance, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale. Left hand to a block. Half moon, take your time. Look at the floor while you establish the pose, stack your hips. You know, if you open across the chest, that's external rotation as your hand lifts towards the ceiling. Your thumb, little finger almost spiraling forward. And maybe you can take a bind, catching your right foot. And lift. Inhale. Exhale, gently bend the standing leg. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Inhale, exhale, step back to your high plank. Come forward onto your toes, cobra or up dog. So chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Open your breastbone, shoulders down away from your ears. Be working the whole lesson to find the space. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep, deep breath. Deep breath. Inhale, exhale, clear all the air out of your body, and then step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lifts, lengthen your spine line. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Take your time, lift your breastbone, descend your tailbone, and then open your arms up. Get that length, that breadth across the chest, the gaze to the ceiling. Lovely, Sim, good. And then exhale, inhale, press down through your heels, rise up into extended mountain. And exhale, Tadasana, arms by your side. Feel the width across the collarbone, palms face forward, arms are straight, fingers sparking towards the floor. Stand into your right foot and lift your left leg, taking around your shin or your foot. Set your gaze, come into your breath. Extend your right arm out for balance. And then take your shin, open your leg out to the side, send your gaze maybe over your right shoulder. Lovely. Action your feet, the good, that left foot. Come back to center. Extend your arms above your head. Your foot behind you coming into aeroplane. So you reach forward to your warrior three, then behind you into aeroplane, thumbs to the ceiling. Little finger to the floor, external rotation, breadth across your chest, thumb to the ceiling, open wide, make it into a real Concorde shape. Draw your belly in against your spine, come into your half moon, right hand to the floor. Other way, Peter, other way, so other hand to the floor. You're in a twisted half moon. Yeah, there we go. And open to the side wall, stack your hips, lift the back leg higher. No, you can, lift it higher, draw your belly in. Half moon, inhale, maybe take a bind, bend your standing leg and come to your forward fold, slowly with control, into your forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, step back to your high plank. Exhale, come onto your toes, elbows into your side, lower to chaturanga, cobra or up dog. Open your breastbone through the space of your shoulders, external rotation in your shoulders, looking to the ceiling. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Walk your feet towards your hands and come to sitting at the top of your mat. Knees are bent. Gently roll down through your spine, one vertebra at a time. Happy baby, take hold of the soles of your feet. Press the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. And draw your hands down towards your chest. Create that traction. Aiming to lengthen your tailbone down towards the floor. If your chin is poking up towards the ceiling, lengthen through the back of your neck. And then just gently roll side to side over your lumbar spine, over your lower back. Lower your feet to the floor. I'm going to take a restorative bridge pose, so you might want a block. You're going to place the block under your pelvis. There are different heights, the lowest height, a middling height, and a very high height. So you choose what works for you in your restorative bridge. You're open across the collarbone, so palms face the ceiling. Just relax the shoulders into the mat. Feet are in parallel. Press down through the ball mound and the heel and lift your toes. So you're actioning your inner thighs. The energy drawing up through the inner thighs into the pelvis, giving you the impetus to send your tailbone forward. The rib cage, lower ribs are closing down towards your navel. And you're free and open across the chest. Your gaze is soft, or shut down your eyes. Just feeling into your body in this moment. Possibly the tingle through your shoulder blades and the open space in your heart. Deep, deep breath. Stay with your breath. Place your breath ahead of all else. In your practice, come back to breath, this moment, this here now. Keep working, pressing down through the ball mound and the heel. Feel the inner thighs, energy drawing up into the pelvis, pelvis lengthening towards your knees, belly drawing in against your spine. The freedom and the length of the spine, and the openness in the collarbones. You need to draw your feet in closer to lift your pelvis higher, maybe go onto your toes, and gently, gently roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Take your feet mat width apart and drop your knees together, so knock your knees together. Again, take your block. Place the block now on its lowest setting. We're going to do waterfall, so place the block under your sacrum, the fused part of your spine. Raise one leg to the ceiling and then the other. Press heels up towards the ceiling. Hug leg muscles into bone. Inner ankle spiraling to the wall, the front wall. Inner thighs spiraling to the front wall. And your outer shin spiraling towards the back wall. Working that energy, the energy traveling in a spiral up and down through your legs, taking that energy down towards the pelvis. The organs of the torso, the heart, the digestive system, the stomach, the lungs. Keep hugging the leg muscles in, creating the pressure to squeeze that lymphatic fluid, to squeeze the blood down towards the heart space. Palms up towards the ceiling and the shoulders resting heavy and relaxed into the mat. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, lift your hips, remove the block. Take your hips over towards the right. And take your right leg over your left. Maybe you can hook it like it's an eagle. Arms out to the side and drop your right knee down towards the left side. Spiraling through your spine. Maybe you want to put a block under your right knee as it drops towards the floor. Maybe your right knee is quite comfortable to go down towards the floor, and look over your left shoulder. And just let go here. Just let go. Any tension through your waist, through your lower back, just let it go. If it's too much to be in eagle legs, then sort of untie the legs slightly. Deep, deep breath. Slowly, slowly place your feet on the floor, come back to the center. Hop your hips over towards the left, take left leg over right, maybe a simple cross or go for an eagle legs. Drop your left knee over to the right side. Maybe you use a block, maybe your knee goes all the way down to the floor. Look over your left shoulder and let go. Let the ribs soften. Keep drawing the belly in so you create that length in your lower back. And there's a rotation rather than compression. Deep, deep breath. Slowly, slowly come back to center. Untangle your legs. Roll onto your right side and gently push yourself up to sitting. I'm curious to know whether sit on your block as you did at the beginning of the lesson. We will take Shavasana. We will. But in the meantime, sit on your block as we did at the beginning and take your band. Raise it above your head. Give yourself plenty of space. Take your thumb towards the back wall, so you actually create sort of two little kinks in the band, and your little finger comes towards the front wall, so you have your external rotation. Now take your arms behind you. Is there any greater sense of ease in this movement? Maybe it's not easy, maybe no one would say this was easy, but perhaps you feel more in control of it now. Inhale, exhale, lift up and over and release. Let's do it one more time. Inhale up, give yourself as much length as you need, and exhale, reach behind you. Not overworking it, not overthinking it, but external rotation giving you the space. Inhale, exhale, lift and release. And drop yourself back to Shavasana. Maybe you want something to put over your eyes, maybe the blanket. Feel the warmth between your shoulder blades, that heat, that length you've created. Maybe you want to put your knees over a pillow or a bolster. If you have any tightness in your lower back, it's the best way to lie, is just to put something under your knees. Allow your legs to drop out to the side, little toe towards the floor. And take your attention to your gaze. Close your eyes and look at the inside wall of your forehead center. Soft gaze from the back of your skull. Relax the muscles around your eyes, your throat, your jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. If you feel there's an exaggerated curve, the nape of your neck, then just slide the back of your head, if you can, along the mat, just to get a little more length. Now take your attention to your shoulders. Open, let go, just let go. Persuade yourself to let go of your shoulders. So much tension is carried in our neck and shoulders, and those shoulders rise up towards our ears until that becomes our posture. And then we round forward to sort of guard our heart space, or because we're looking at things in front of our face. So now you're going to let go, you're going to open up. You're going to drop the weight of the shoulders into the mat, feel the warmth between your shoulder blades. And then imagine two heavy sandbags, one on each shoulder. And the weight of the bags is just persuading you just to let go, just surrender to this opening. So that your shoulder blades lie flat, as though lily pads on a pond. Flat across your back, in full contact with the floor. Maybe your ribs now are starting to flare, those lower ribs, and you feel a hollowing, exaggerated hollowing in your mid-low back. Take your attention to your rib cage. And on each side, imagine your ribs are like the keys on a piano, and one by one, you just persuade each rib to drop down into the floor, so that your mid-back comes to rest squarely on the floor, every rib resting into the floor, each shoulder blade flat into the mat. You have the gentle hollow of your lower back. Take your attention to your tailbone and have the intention of sending your tailbone towards your heels. That will create more length. Even the thought will get the body out of its holding patterns, creating more length. Balancing the hip bones each side. You feel tension through one side of the hip more than the other. Let go. Imagine the heat there and just let go. Let go. Through the thighs, spiraling up towards the ceiling, let go. Through the calf muscles, spiraling up towards the ceiling, let go. Through the ankles, the heels, the sole of the foot, let go. Feel your muscles melt into the floor. Feel the space you've created. And take your attention back to your heart space. Feel the broadness of your collarbones. How your shoulder blades nest the heart space now. Almost like cup the heart space. Take a full breath in, fill up, fill up, fill up. And out through your mouth, sigh it out, press all the air out and allow the ribs to fall back into the floor. The belly draws in against your spine. One more time, fill up, fill up. Fill the heart space with the energy of breath. Broad and full and free and open. And breathe out, draw the ribs down in, the belly up and in. And when you're ready, hug one knee into your chest. And then the other. Maybe rock from side to side. And be grateful that you are learning about your body and how it feels to be inside you, to be fully embodied and present. It will alert you when things are going wrong, when things are not quite right. It has its own intelligence. Roll onto your right side. Gently, slowly push yourself up to a seated position. Eyes are still closed. Any position that's comfortable for you. Arms long by your side, palms forward. Inhale, extend your arms overhead. Feel the width across the collarbone, the openness in the heart space. Feel the shoulder blades move across your back. Bring your hands to a prayer above your head and draw the prayer down towards your heart center. Touch into heart center and to your forehead center. Thank you for practicing with me this evening. From my heart to yours. Namaste. I hope you might be a little stiff between your shoulder blades tomorrow. But it's so important that we learn to open up, because we will spend so much time, I exaggerate, but in this position. So it's just really good. And a lot of the positions require that opening out. And you need to give your space to send your heart up and your tailbone down. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone. Rosie, thank you. Thank you, Claire.
Thanks
a lot. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.